And good morning.
Good morning, happy Monday, and happy March from Rural Community Solutions, where we help you design family-friendly, youth-centered places that thrive, and that's what we want for our communities. My name's Kim Spillers.
And I'm Frank Spillers, and if you're interested in creating environments that help entrepreneurs, that create an entrepreneurial environment, that attract entrepreneurs, then this is for you. So today we're going to be talking about how to think like an entrepreneur and why do entrepreneurs think the way they think. And it's important to know as you bridge getting a relationship with an entrepreneur that they are supported and they want to build within your community. So come on back. We'll be right with you.
Picture, if you will, the pure, raw prairie. No wires, no fences, no roads, not even a farmhouse, no sign of civilization. This is what a person saw that was crossing the prairie in a wagon more than 170 years ago. They jumped off the wagon, looked around, and declared, "This is where I want to settle and build a town. A great place to live and a great place to raise my family." So they took a risk. They built a house made out of the land, planted food to eat, and cared for the land. Then they wrote back to their friends where they came from and described the great opportunity and promise that they have found. They invited who they knew to join them in their discovery, people they had a relationship with, and so they came, family by family, and those families invited others they knew who they wanted to live with within that community. The communities grew because the needs of the families grew, so entrepreneurs started businesses to meet those community needs. Ice houses, broom factories, general stores, and many other types of sole proprietor entrepreneurial businesses started up within the community. All of our communities across this country, all around the world, were started in this way, with a vision of the future and a plan to grow with people.
And grow with people they did because they started thinking alike. They started that mindset. They learned how to grow a community based upon new business startups, businesses growing from within. They recruited people, supported businesses. And that's where rural America really needs to start concentrating on is how do we recruit the people? How do we support the people? How do we help support the businesses and the entrepreneurial efforts of those businesses as they come within our community? And so all this week, we are going to be talking, actually, all this month, we're going to be talking about what that is of how to support entrepreneurship. Because you know what? March is Women History Month. And so we're going to be celebrating next Monday, actually, we're going to be celebrating women entrepreneurs. And how do we lift them up? How do we support them? But all month, we're going to be, how do we support all entrepreneurs and how do we build an entrepreneurial environment for your community to support an entrepreneurial economy? That's really important.
There is a traditional belief that what we need to do to have growth and prosperity in our rural towns is that we need to do things the kind of traditional economic development way, where manufacturing, which has played a tremendous role in our rural communities, that should be continued. It's just really challenging for small communities to be able to raise the capital and get the tax incentives that are needed to attract a business of any kind of size. So what has been the mainstay is what Rural Community Solutions believes is absolutely the key to rural America and its growth and new opportunities is entrepreneurship and small business. Because if you look around any small town, there is the preponderance of businesses are small employers. They may be solo mom and pops like us, just the two of us right now. It could be just employees of maybe 5 to 10 people. those small businesses are what keep your economy humming. They have people who are employed, they work for themselves, they offer goods and services and produce all kinds of wonderful things for rural America. And it's those businesses that we feel have a tremendous opportunity right now with this coming out of COVID, I guess we could say, this post-pandemic world. And this is a marvelous opportunity, a marvelous time in history for rural America to reintroduce and reinvent itself, to really go back and look at this beginning video that we show nearly every day to start our show for Rural Community Solutions. The lessons that we can learn from the original settlers who came and jumped off the wagons and started their communities. What characteristics did those people have? What kind of energy did they bring? All of those things are at this time a place where we can learn from what they did and what kinds of things can we take with the tools and the techniques and the world in which we are living now. How can we make that better for our children and grandchildren and the generations beyond that?
So let me take you through kind of some steps of how entrepreneurs think. All right, and this is really important, because as entrepreneurs think, what they do first of all is they will find a need. Entrepreneurs always look for the opportunities. They look for the need to get around a barrier. If there is a barrier in front of you, there is an entrepreneur that's looking at that for the solution. They find the need, they develop a solution. All right. So this is the way an entrepreneur thinks. So if your community is really supporting entrepreneurs, you're not looking at barriers. Your citizens are looking at solutions, because a barrier is just a need. A barrier is, how do I get over this, and what do I need to get over this barrier? What is my solution? That's what entrepreneurs do. They think about that, and then they get the outcome that they want, or the results that they want. Now, is this a linear type of thing? It's not. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You look at the need, you find a solution, you look at the outcome, you evaluate that, then you still continue the need, and you still continue to grow. And so as entrepreneurs then look at need, solutions, and then they look at the outcome, then that's what is their, that is, sorry, I just kind of got a little confused on that. That is where they need supported, and that's what they need. Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you have a family and you have an extended family, or if you are a member of a family that has an entrepreneur in it or entrepreneurs in it, then you still need to learn how to support the entrepreneur. Now, the way we put it is either support them or get out of the way. You're going to have to take over.
Oh, okay. What happens often in families is that sometimes they just aren't quite the same level of support that we need. I can just kind of take a few families that I have in mind as examples. Several family members have traditional go to work sorts of positions. They started, let's just say, we'll have the regular 8 to 5, 9 to 5 sort of a job. For that's a comfort level, that's a comfort zone, that's a choice that people have made to use their talents and skills that meet the needs and help find solutions and outcomes for a business. It's absolutely critical that we have people who choose to work like that, and there are a lot of people in the world who operate that way. But for the entrepreneurs, when we choose to take a bigger risk because we own our own business, and that sometimes can be kind of challenging. If you are in a family where people normally work for someone else, it can be out of all the goodness and kindness of the family member's heart that they feel that that risk is pretty high, not one they're willing to take. And so often out of safety and fear for your future, they may try to hold you back. And that is something that you need to be aware of as an entrepreneur. And if you are experiencing that in your family, give us a shout. We can help you navigate your way through that. But that is one of the level of risk that you're willing to take is one of the big first characteristics of an entrepreneur. And that's why entrepreneurs need to be supported, because yeah, we know that we're risking things, but we need to have other people tell us, okay, well, think about it this way. And it's going to be okay. We're here to have your back, so to speak. And we want the best for you. We want you to succeed. We want your outcome to be absolutely fabulous because we believe in what you are doing. We believe in your dream. We believe in the things that you see for the future, for your business and for your family.
So entrepreneurs are built a certain way. Okay, they have this dream. They have a very much of a passion within them that they want to find that solution and have that outcome. And so it is a built-in type of thing. I'm not even sure if you're born with the entrepreneur spirit, but however, you learn to be an entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneurs are like this. They need to be supported in their passion, their purpose, their vision, and their goals. And because they are the lifeblood of your small community, right? And entrepreneurs can revitalize families, and they also address workforce issues because entrepreneurs, small businesses create jobs. Small businesses create jobs. And if that's what your community is looking for, how do we create jobs? This is the way you create jobs, because 98% of all new jobs created are by your existing businesses or new business startups, not by recruiting. Right? And so this is why we focus on small business in rural communities to build from the ground up, is because that's your lifeblood. That is where you start to build your entrepreneurial spirit. Now, entrepreneurs have this purpose. They feel that purpose within them, and they have a passion. Entrepreneurs don't go into business to make huge amounts of money. That's not their goal. Yes, money needs to be made. And when an entrepreneur finds a solution, then to that need, how they test their business model is, are people willing to pay me money for my solution to their need? If they are, that's a business, right? If they aren't, you need to tweak it to where you find, how do they get that need? Is that need important enough to where the entrepreneur is going to look at it, or that business or the person wants that need met? And so then that is that business model. So it's solution, barrier, solution, barrier, solution, opportunity, solution, outcome. If you are willing to pay money to a person to help you get over some of that need that you have, or to meet that need that you have, then that's an entrepreneur. So that entrepreneur then has this passion to fulfill a need. So here's some of the things that an entrepreneur will need for the impact in the year 2021. This is what they do. An entrepreneur intends on living a successful and meaningful life. They intend it, right? And by the intention, I mean they choose it intentionally. You look at something and define intention for yourself, because when you want to do something, you intend to do it. Also, an entrepreneur will commit to lifelong learning and personal growth. They are constantly learning new things. And if they aren't, then they aren't going to be as successful as they could, right? Because an entrepreneur is constantly changing how they view the world. They are constantly looking at how do they find the solutions. Entrepreneurs are hungry to make a significant positive impact in their community and the world. Now, this is important. impact in their community. An entrepreneur moves to where they want to live. They choose their location. It's not that the community chooses a business, but an entrepreneur chooses the location. And so they start to invest in that location as well as investing in the business, because an entrepreneur leads a balanced life. An entrepreneur wants that work-life balance. An entrepreneur does not work 24/7. A successful entrepreneur has a work-life balance so they can keep the creativity going. And so they want to invest in their community. They will invest their talents in their community to make a community a better place to live for themselves and for their family. Also, entrepreneurs really dig deep to discover and develop their natural leadership strengths. And so if you're an organization looking for people to join, if you're a church looking for people to join, if you are a community looking for people to join as far as an elected official, support entrepreneurship, because they are looking on how they can expand their leadership abilities and how they can increase their talents, because most likely they are going to have employees that they are going to have to be leaders of. Entrepreneurs do take responsibility for the impact they have on others as a leader. And so we call them collaborative leaders, because they are worrying more about how people work together than about the project being done. So entrepreneurs look at people's passions because they have the same thing. So they think like an entrepreneur. They think like an entrepreneur as they work with other people of how to create the passions, how to support their purpose, and how to help other people establish their vision and get to where they want to go. Entrepreneurs also share their leadership journey with their communities. They invest, they volunteer, they start to lead on different projects. That's the value of having an entrepreneurial economy, is because you are building a citizen full, really, if you will, a citizen full community of entrepreneurs. Now think about that. Think about how entrepreneurs think. Then think about a community full of entrepreneurs. They're not competing, they're collaborating. Entrepreneurs know how to collaborate with other people, with other businesses to get to where they want to go. So they will share their resources, they will collaborate their knowledge, they will know what purpose they have and how other people can help them establish their purpose. So they will work together on a larger vision. It's innate. It is what an entrepreneur does, and it's how an entrepreneur thinks.
A couple other points about the entrepreneurial impact related especially to developing leadership strengths and taking responsibility and including people in the community is that entrepreneurs will look for, they may see a solution and may not have the skills themselves. They may not have the aptitude to be able to do things, but we may know people who have exactly what's needed to come up with some sort of a solution to come to a great outcome for the community and for the world. And so looking at other people, how they have developed their own skill sets, looking to your students, looking to your youth, and seeing what kinds of things they could bring to the community, not only in their physical presence, but in their intelligence and their abilities to be able to serve a community need that will help fill a hole, or it will come up with a whole, some person may come up with an entirely new approach to a need and be a really valuable asset. So not only entrepreneurs from a personal standpoint, but also looking out and seeing value, seeing skills, seeing opportunities in other people and how they might be able to bring life and business to a community. That's another really important aspect of entrepreneurship, personally and for community growth.
So really a purpose of an entrepreneur, that entrepreneur's purpose is, that's the reason that they do something. It is their why. They have defined their why, and they are refining the definition of their why all the time. And the why is their passion. The why is driving them to fulfill their purpose. And so entrepreneurs just don't willy-nilly go after, I'm going to open my own business and I'm going to do it. Entrepreneurs have this drive. They have this purpose that they feel that they are involved in something greater in the world. They are a portion of that. The successful entrepreneur knows that. The successful entrepreneur sees that, and they go after it. Now, there's people that own businesses, and then there's entrepreneurs. And so not everybody that owns a business has an entrepreneurial mindset. But every entrepreneur owns a business, and every entrepreneur has defined their purpose. And so you can either support or fight entrepreneurship. And I'm telling you that if you are a community and you want to support entrepreneurship, the benefits that you will find will be amazing on there. So you need to do this. Find your passion, right? As a community also, if you're going to think like an entrepreneur, you need to find your community passion. What is it? You also need to find your purpose. What is your community's purpose? Then your community needs a vision. Where are you going? What is it going to look like when you're there? And keep refining that vision. Keep having that vision out there. Because as an entrepreneur believes this: as they think, they will become. Right? And then an entrepreneur also has the goals. So that your community needs to have goals. But you need entrepreneurial passion. You need entrepreneurial purpose. You need an entrepreneurial vision. And you need entrepreneurial goals. And that is how you are going to start to recreate your community as an entrepreneurial economy. And that's going to build. That's going to be a post-COVID world for you. Should be your goal is to build that entrepreneurial economy. Is it going to come overnight? No. Does an entrepreneur have overnight success? Heck no. An entrepreneur has worked and failed and worked and failed and worked and failed for years and years and years until you see them succeed. And it's only the success that you're looking at. You're not looking at the background. You're not looking at how did they learn. You're not looking at how many times they failed. You're not looking at how much criticism did they get. You're not looking at what barriers they went through to get to where they are. You're just looking at the end result of the success. Entrepreneurs are not overnight successes. Entrepreneurs build through a process. They build through an education. They build through self-improvement. That's entrepreneurial success. And that's what your community needs to support. And so stick with us all week. We're going to be talking about how entrepreneurs think and what they can do, because an entrepreneur is as different as your fingerprints in what they in what they do. However, there's a commonality in how they think. And the successful entrepreneurs need to be supported. So come on back every day, Monday through Friday, right here, Rural Community Solutions TV live stream on our YouTube channel, Rural Community Solutions on our Facebook page, or you can go to Think Like an Entrepreneur, become a spark plug on our podcast at anchor.fm/Frank Spillers.
Tomorrow, we're very excited. We have another guest on the show. We are welcoming Kate Varnas from Greenlight Coaching. Kate is an energy coach. She is an organizer. She's a declutterer. She has lots of wonderful things that she is going to teach us through her own business, Greenlight Coaching. So come on back at 11:30 tomorrow, Monday. It's Tuesday tomorrow on March 2nd. And learn from Kate Varnas about all of the tips that she can do to offer us to help declutter your life and bring great energy so that you have green lights ahead. My name's Kim Spillers.
And I'm Frank Spillers. And remember, Tuesday is between Monday and Friday.
Yes,
so,
it is.
yeah.
That's true. Yep. So, Tuesday, March 2nd, we're going to welcome Kate Varnes. We're so glad you have joined us today at Rural Community Solutions. We thank you so much for taking the time to watch and listen.
So, any questions, holler. Give us a like. Give us some comments. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, guys.
Take care.